Welcome to this week's edition of Veritas Half Hour. Veritas Half Hour is our weekly television program where we discuss academic performance and quality formation at Veritas University, Abuja. My name is Cyril Ole. In this week's edition, we are looking at the conduct of examinations at Veritas University, Abuja. We will take you around the various examination halls on campus. We'll also talk to those who are in charge of conducting the examinations. Please stay with us. So we have the Deputy Director of Academic Planning, Dr. Fidelis Edwards, whose office is responsible for administering examinations at Veritas University, Abuja. Doctor, it's nice to have you.
Good to have you too.
Talk to us about examination in Veritas. We have gone around. We can see how sparsely populated the exam hall is.
Yes.
Is it that the students didn't turn out for examination, or is this the normal standard?
No, in Veritas, we take examination very, very seriously.
Okay.
Even before the advent of COVID-19,
Right.
the rule in Veritas University, as it concerns examination, is that the students will be spaced in such a manner that one student is seated far off from the other persons. And that is to ensure the integrity of the examinations, to also ensure that the issues of malpractice and misconducts are very, very reduced.
So even before the COVID-19 protocols,
yes,
you're already practicing, so to say, what
yes,
we can call the social distancing in the exam.
It has been the standard,
okay,
even before the advent of COVID-19.
Okay.
And so when COVID-19 came, conducting examination in Veritas University was never a problem and has never been a problem, because we've already had that culture of, sitting in a sparse manner during our examinations in order to ensure the standard of the exam.
So, Dr. Egbe,
yes,
someone joked, I don't know if it's a joke,
okay,
that this is a carryover, this system of administering examinations at Veritas is a carryover from this seminary school. Is it because the Vice Chancellor is a Reverend Father, or is this a Veritas standard, as it were?
First, we should recognize that even though the Vice Chancellor is a priest, he's also a professor who has taught in public universities for many, many years and other international universities. Okay. So it is not about the seminary. The seminary has a standard. Yes, that is correct. But this is Veritas University's standard.
Okay.
And this is because Veritas University has that culture over time of ensuring that once it comes to examination, issues that could bring down the standard of the exams are avoided. So Veritas standard when it comes to examination is very, very high. And both staff and students have imbibed that culture. And in every examination, we try to ensure that that standard is maintained. Everybody cooperates to ensure that that standard is maintained. So it's not about the Reverend Father being the Vice Chancellor and the import of seminary. No.
Okay, I was thinking that either it's a coincidence or a carryover.
Yeah,
but
no.
Talking about the integrity of exams,
okay,
on campus here at Veritas University, have there been cases of examination practices, and how are they handled?
Well, wherever there are human beings, there must be errors.
Right.
We have a very high standard, that's correct.
Okay.
But we have very minimal cases of exam malpractice and exam misconduct. And that is because the university has zero tolerance. In fact, issues of violence in exams is immediate expulsion.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's immediate expulsion. Exam malpractice is dealt with in the same manner. And so students have come to know that there is zero tolerance when it comes to exam malpractice and exam misconduct. So both students and staff ensure that such things are minimized. If they happen, we have an exam malpractice committee that looks into such issues and then administer the appropriate punishments as the rules of Veritas University stipulates.
This sounds like when someone says, I left Veritas University with a first class or a second class upper, then you can vouch for the integrity of that paper, that qualification.
Yes, of course.
Based on this standard.
Yes, of course. Anybody who has a first class in Veritas University, quote me anywhere, check it, that person merits it. And that is because from year 1 to year 4 and to postgraduate level, we have ensured that the conduct of exam brings out the actual quality of the candidates, of the person. So there is no room in Veritas University for a student to wangle his way or do all sorts of shady things to be able to graduate. That does not happen here.
Okay, it's also instructive that when some universities are still struggling with whether to resume or not to resume, Veritas University is already writing their first semester examination. What is the magic?
In fact, that is one unique thing about Veritas University. Let me tell you that while the COVID-19 pandemic came up and then there was a sudden lockdown, many schools, many institutions, many universities could not, move from physical or on-site to online lectures. But Veritas University quickly put in place facilities, and that was because before COVID-19 came, we already had this culture of both online lectures and on-site. Okay. And so when we migrated to online because of the lockdown, it was very easy. And we completed our 2019-2020 academic section online and graduated the students with standard. Okay. Now, we are running the 2020-2021 academic section, while other schools are finding it difficult.
Finally, Doctor,
yes.
We also visited some other examination centers within the campus.
Okay.
This is just one of them.
Okay.
And we found out that there are CCTV rooms where some staff are secretly monitoring what is going on in the exam halls. I'm not even aware that the students know about it. I was shocked when I stumbled onto one of those rooms.
Okay.
Is this also part of the checks and balances?
Yes, this is part of how to ensure standard in an examination. All our examination venues have CCTV cameras, not one. In this hall where we are staying right now, we have about 6 CCTV cameras around the halls. And that is to ensure that even though there are physical invigilators who monitor the students and all that, the CCTV cameras see and also work hand in hand with what the physical invigilators are doing to ensure that there is no student that can outsmart the system. Because once you come in with any material, in fact, it is difficult from the checks, the way you are screened into the exam venue and the way the CCTV monitors and the physical invigilators, it is very difficult to engage in any form of exam malpractice. And I think the students know that there is a strict system because of the standard of examination. And so Veritas has put all this in place to ensure that the standard of examination is maintained.
This is good. It reminds me of the VAR
okay.
The referees. Matches. It's been nice talking with you, Dr. Ewe.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure. Okay. Thank you.
Reverend Sister Pascal is one of the examiners in today's examination taking place at the auditorium at the Veritas University, Abuja. Sister, sorry, we want to take just a few of your time to ask you about the conduct of examination in Veritas University. We see the students, the way they are separated. Is this normal or is it because of the COVID-19 lockdown?
To the best of my knowledge, in Veritas University, the students have always maintained a reasonable distance during exams so that people work on their own. Okay. So it's not really so much about the COVID-19, it's our examination culture in this university.
Okay, to ensure the
integrity of the exams. And besides, other than that too, the CCTV camera TV is always on, so that apart from that, they are not sitting close, they are also being watched from behind via the CCTV camera. So we are used to this kind of arrangement whenever we are writing our exams.
It just happens that it is also in line with the COVID-19.
Yes, social
protocols,
distancing.
Social distancing, yes.
Yes.
But you're already used to it.
Yes.
Sister, from what you're saying, it means that if one comes out and says, I have a first class or a second class upper from VERITAS University, you can attest to the integrity of that qualification.
Yes, because of the way they are sitting. You are working on your own. You are not working, you are not depending on anybody. You are doing an independent work. Just let me say something about their sitting arrangements. Okay. We also insisted that they no face mask, no entry.
So, sister, in spite of the presence of the camera and the physical invigilators, starting from the chief examiner to the rest of the invigilators, what is the attitude of the university towards exam malpractices?
VERITAS University, to the best of my knowledge, has what we call zero tolerance for examination malpractice. They don't compromise it for anything. And if there are evidences, exhibits and all of that, the penalty is expulsion, no matter who is involved. Okay. Yes, they have zero tolerance. They don't compromise it for anything, no matter even if it is a final year student. That's why before exam, they are sternly warned that they should stay away from examination malpractice.
Sister, nice talking with you. We wish you good luck in your work.
Thank you,
we
Doctor.
are talking with Reverend Sister Pascal Mba, one of the examiners at the auditorium in today's examination. Thank you, Sister, for talking with us.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yeah, look at where you have students, then zoom out. Yeah, no, zoom out, in. Yeah.
We also met Dr. Modestus Song, who is the Chief Invigilator for this session. Dr. Song, thank you for agreeing to talk to us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
We won't take much of your time because we see how busy you are. Yeah. Do you invigilate every day, or how is this schedule arrived at?
No, it's distributed among staff. We have a staff list of invigilators. Okay. In any exam, we have the chief invigilator, and then we have other invigilators. For today's the exam that started by 8:30, I am the chief invigilator.
Okay, so for every
8 o'clock, I mean.
8 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, yes.
For every paper, there is a chief invigilator.
Yes.
And then he or she has a team.
About 5 other or 6 other staff.
And you happen to be the chief examiner for this paper?
Yes, for today.
Okay, what we have observed so far is that there is social distancing.
Yes.
From one student to the other.
Yes.
Is this because of COVID-19?
Well, apart from COVID-19, that has been our culture. We try to separate them to avoid cheating. Okay. That's one. So the COVID issue wasn't it. So we have to give a further distance so that they will to keep in line with the NCDC directive. Okay. But before now, we have been keeping distance from one student to the other to avoid cheating. Yes.
Do we do this in all the examination halls?
Yes. Okay. If you go to the auditorium, the same thing.
Yeah, we've been to the auditorium, and we noticed that the same social distancing is maintained.
Yes, it has been so.
Okay. Now, one other thing we found out while moving around this morning is the availability of cameras.
Oh, yes, in all our examination halls, we install that. Apart from the distance you can see, that one is the electronics part of it. So, and the students are aware that they are writing exam under CCTV, and the school tolerates zero tolerance of malpractice. Okay. So, we don't tolerate it. Many have been sacked because of that. And so, they are very, very conscious of it. You can see them doing their work individually and independently.
And talking of maybe people who are caught, the way they are sent, do they face panels or is it arbitrarily?
Yes, of course. It's not arbitrary. It passes through process. Okay. The camera evidence is there, the physical evidence is there, and then after that, the report will be made to the registrar. The camera reports direct to the vice chancellor of the school. And so with that, the matter will now be brought before the student disciplinary committee, who will now look at it. With those overwhelming evidence, if the student is found wanting, he is dismissed from there.
Okay, Dr. Modestus Song, thank you for talking to our team this morning.
Thank you so
Good
much.
luck on what you are doing.
Thank you so much.
you, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, good afternoon. A wee bit you, please.
My name is Mr. Ebuka Chukwuneta.
Okay, Mr. Ebuka, it looks like you are one of the invigilators for this exam. We see the way you are conducting searches, bodily searches on the students.
Yes.
Is this a normal practice or is it for any specific reasons?
It's a normal practice. During the time for exam, the students we have to file be in the line, start to conduct a search to know if they have any incriminating material, anything that will indict them or implicate them in the course of them writing the exams. Because the part of the school rules and regulations is that there should be no any kind of exam misconduct or exam malpractice during the course of the writing exam. They should be independent, right, to the best of their ability during the exam.
Okay. We don't want to take much of your time. Thank you so much for the good work you are doing. Thank you. All right.
Write on his question paper. All your rough work should be done at the extreme end of your answer booklet. There's a plain paper there. If you think you want to write something, write it there, please. Don't write on your question paper. It will be labeled against you as exam malpractice if we catch anybody doing that. Thank you.
We caught up with one of the invigilators at the afternoon session at the auditorium. She's a lecturer, Mrs. Roselyn Aye. Thank you for talking to us. Tell us about the invigilation here.
Well, this is our first semester examination.
Okay.
And it's a normal thing we've been doing, apart from coronavirus, maintaining physical distancing and wearing a face mask.
Okay.
The usual thing we do here is we space people for exam. While they are writing exam, they're not supposed to be close to each other. That is our culture as far as VERITAS University is concerned. And we have CCTV TV camera in the hall. We have it here at the auditorium and at the multipurpose hall. That is all we do as regards exams, so that we will not be found wanting in the case of cheating and all of that. The students are very much aware that we have cameras everywhere, and as such, they are disciplined. They wouldn't want to indict themselves or to be caught up with anything.
What is the penalty in the event that someone is caught cheating in the exam?
When you are found wanting in the case of cheating in the exam, the penalty is you face disciplinary committee. The penalties are, is either you are, it depends on the nature of the cheating. If you are found wanting in any of such case, is either withdrawal, suspension. Sure, there are penalties attached to it, like 2 semesters off before you can resume again. That is if yours is not termination, withdrawal from school. 2 semesters, 1 semester, depending on the strength of the issues.
Are these measures enough deterrent so far for the students?
Yeah.
It's making them to comport themselves well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because many of them have been found wanting in the past. But recently with the CCTV cameras, majority are cooperating. They don't want to be found wanting in any of such acts again because they don't want to put their self in the situation of begging, because no matter the extent of begging, the management will not accept. They will sure face the consequence.
Thank you for talking to us. We don't want to waste your time. Thank you for the good work you are doing for the university.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Joe Essian is the chairman Veritas Online Exam Committee. We are not talking online today, but we are talking of exam generally. I know you are not in this hall in your capacity as the chairman of Veritas Online Exam, are you?
No, I'm not.
But you are here as
the chief invigilator for this examination.
Oh, you are the chief invigilator for this session?
Yes. This
okay, then in that case, tell us more about how you can do a little comparison between what we had previously as online examination and the physical examination.
The physical examination that we are having here is comparable to the online that we had, because at some point when we were taking on online, immediately after the COVID, when our students were not able to come to the campus,
yes,
we also did a kind of supervised online, where students would come initially when we opened to finish up, and then we were able to supervise them physically to see what they are doing and monitor the exam, make sure that there were no exam practices, no cheating. So in comparing what we are doing now and what we had previously during the lockdown, this is just the traditional way in which we're doing it. But it's a difference. The difference here is that when we conduct this examination, we have cameras. You can see cameras all around the multipurpose hall, monitoring the students in addition to those who are supervising them here, to make sure that there's no form of exam malpractice going on in this examination.
Okay. Is it something surprising, let me use that word, that at this point in time, Veritas is already writing first semester exam, considering that there are so many schools who are still struggling either to resume or have just resumed, and they are battling to clear the backlog of 2019-2020?
I wouldn't say it's surprising at all because of the vision of the Vice Chancellor.
Okay.
The Vice Chancellor, Professor Ichoku, somehow he foresaw these things coming, and he prepared the university for both online, on campus, and blended education, even with the exams we are taking. So I'm not surprised that we are at this stage taking our first semester examination, and then everything is going on smoothly. It's part of the strategy that has been laid down for the university. And don't forget, it's been carrying on once this lockdown lifted. The Vice Chancellor organized seminars, we had some training of the students, we had training of the lecturers, so everything is just seamless. It's not a surprise for us that we're able to go this far, despite the difficulties other universities are having, even to complete their other sessions. I even learned that some of them are even cancelling their sessions. But here we are continuing. I can just add one more thing to what I've observed as not the Veritas Online Education Committee Chairman, but as head of department.
Okay.
We've had a lot of students coming from other universities to come and continue with us. In fact, this session alone has witnessed a higher number of people students coming for admission than any other session because of what we have achieved. The online education, with the on-campus education, the way we are keeping social distancing. You can see this hall here, students are not crowded together, and the way we also blend both online and on-campus education here. So even though we are all here doing exams now, as you can see us, the certain part of our studies, our academic activities are going on online. Continuous assessments are going on online. Students are still able to have their materials online to study, and a lot of interactions online as well, on Zoom, on the classes. Everything is going on perfectly in this university.
Let's talk briefly about the preparations you said we had before the examination, particularly the preparation for the academic staff, training, whether it is online or physical.
Yes.
Tell us more about it. Was it like a seminar or a workshop?
Both of them.
Okay.
We had a seminar where all the lecturers came, and we took them through the processes of carrying out online teaching.
Okay.
So it was compulsory. Every lecturer came and they were giving serious training. Then after that one, we had another one, faculty by faculty.
Okay.
In our facility, one of our facilities where we have a lot of computers, where we took lecturers through the practical aspects of carrying out online education. Also within the period too, we have improved our portals. We've enhanced our exam portal, we have enhanced our registration portal. We even created more portals to allow students to register online, get admissions online, get admission letters printed online. We've done a lot of things in aspect of ICT to make sure that the whole process is seamless. So we've carried out the training, like you said, with everybody as a group, and then we also had practical classes with the lecturers, faculty by faculty, to make sure that everybody could get in.
Dr. Sen, when you talked about students joining from other universities, apparently because of the uninterruption in Veritas University, is that peculiar to your department, the Department of Computer Sciences, or it is a general thing?
It's general.
General.
It's general.
You think most students have joined from other places?
Most students are joining from other universities. They are coming to Veritas University to continue their studies. And the way we do academic admission is flexible. So some of them come, they prefer to start from first year. Some of them who are already in second year or third year in other universities, they come, and then we also offer them opportunity to join us at 200 level, so they can continue their studies. The trend is not only in Department of Computer and Information Technology. The trend is all across the board. And if you can remember, last year, we got approval from NUC to start running computer engineering and electronics engineering. And I'm telling you, the number of students we are getting in computer engineering is huge. And many of them are also coming from other universities. Some of them are also starting afresh. So it's across all the departments in the university.
Oh, well, it's nice talking with you, Dr. Esen. Dr. Joe Esen is the Chief Invigilator for this session of exam going on at the Multipurpose Hall. He is also the head of the Department of Computer Science,
Computer Information Technology, and also the chairman of the Veritas Online Education Committee. And I'm also overseeing this examination going on physically here now and being monitored on the CCTV and also physically.
Thank you for talking with us.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
We have come to the end of another edition of Veritas Half Hour, where we took a look at the conduct of examinations at Veritas University, Abuja. We thank you for investing your time with us. Keep a date with us next week for a fresh edition of Veritas Half Hour. My name is Cyril Ole. Thank you for watching.